Hello, Ghost Traders. My name is Angelique with Ghost Trades, and it is time for your market update. Now, there was not a whole lot going on last week as we watched the market cool off and take a bit of a breather from its November bullish run. So if you look at this chart here on the Ghost Trades platform, you see that the market came down at the end of October. Now, this happens a lot in October. You see right here where it just worked its way down. Then in November and December, what people call the Santa Claus rally, well, did not disappoint. However, this week you can see that we hit some resistance. So in other words, you see a top line that I drew here on the chart. So if you look at the left side over here, you're going to see that at the end of July of this year, the S&P was around the same price as it is now. However, if you look on the right side of your screen, you also see it hitting that same price area and bouncing off. And you actually see some sideways action for the last 2 weeks. So again, it hit its head on this resistance level right here on December 1, and then again on Friday. And it looks like it actually might break through. In fact, it actually did a little bit already. And of course, as the Santa Claus rally that everyone knows so well, we will probably see that upward push, even though the fundamentals aren't quite the best. Now, over to earnings. Well, earnings season actually is pretty much done with a few stragglers left. But on your Ghost Trades platform, one of the things that I want to point out to you is that you're going to look at the upper right and just kind of hover over this word find here, and we come down to calendar and click on that, and then we see a calendar with a bunch of dividends and earnings, and you can pretty much dive as deep as you want into all of this information. So let's look at some earnings. So earnings on last Tuesday, we have both AutoZone and Smuckers, and they had better than expected earnings. And then here on Wednesday, we had Campbell's Soup, and those were just a little bit better than expected. And then we have on on Thursday, we've got Broadcom, we have Dollar General, and we also have Cooper Companies. Now, Broadcom and Dollar General, they did pretty much, really good as far as than expected. However, the Cooper Companies, and this doesn't happen often, they actually came out with earnings exactly as estimated. So as for our reports last week, the ISM Services PMI was forecasted to hit at 52.2, and it came out a little bit better at 52.7. And the job openings fell short at 8.73 mil when it was expected to be 9.31. Finally, on Wednesday, ADP non-farm also came in low at 103,000 instead of the forecasted 131,000. And then Thursday's unemployment claims had a little better news when it was forecasted to be 221,000, but came in just under that at 220,000. And then finally, Friday's non-farm came in at 199,000, 15,000 more than forecasted. And the unemployment rate forecasted at 3.9%, but came in slightly better at 3.7%. Now on to silver and gold. Gold actually reached a record high of $21.35 on Monday of last week. It was up a little bit over $50 from the previous high in May of this year. However, gold finished the week a little over 2,000 after bouncing off some support. And then silver, which also started the week strong, reached a high of just under $26, only to tank throughout the rest of the week to settle in at just under $23, making it a very nice time to stock up on some of those silver rounds to fill your family's stockings. And if they don't understand the value of what's happening with silvers, traders, make sure you explain it to them. Now, as for next weekend, again, it's not earnings season, but here's a few to watch with those earnings calendars. And let's look at that. On Monday, we'll go right over here on the 11th. We have Oracle And I just want to show you over here. Again, you can go as deep as you want to in here. So Oracle we have for Monday. Then Tuesday brings us Johnson Controls. Wednesday brings us Adobe and Nordson. On Thursday, we have Costco and the home builder Lennar. And then Friday, finally, we have Darden Restaurants. So as for seasonality, meaning that over the years, what the market does normally on this specific day. So Monday and Tuesday are neutral. Wednesday and Thursday this week normally have bearish seasonality, if you will. And then Friday, it is normally bullish. And we have a handful of inflation-based reports to watch out for this week. On Monday in the afternoon, we have the 10-year note auction. Tuesday morning, keep an eye out for the CPI year over year and month over month, and the core CPI year over year and month over month. That afternoon, the 30-year note auction is coming out. On Wednesday this coming week, we have in the morning, it brings us the producer price index and the crude oil inventories. And then later in the afternoon, but before the market closes, the Fed interest rate decision and the FOMC press conference is going to take place. Thursday in the morning, we get the European Central Bank interest rate decision, as well as retail sales month over month and initial jobless claims. Also in the morning, the ECB press conference will happen, and mid-morning we'll have crude oil inventories. Finally, mid-morning on Friday is the S&P Global Services PMI. Now, overall, with all these reports, that for the most part has a lot to do with inflation, we could see a lot of volatility, meaning big moves in the market. So be careful out there. Pay very, very close attention to your risk. And with that, Ghost Traders, have a fun and safe week. Get everything ready for Christmas now so you can relax. And we will see you in our live sessions. So until then, happy trading.